So are you planning to prepare for this examination, which is India's most tough exam, that is UPSC? Whenever a student wants to prepare for this exam, they tend to ignore the very basic details about this examination. Sometimes so little can matter a lot. For example, many of you must not be knowing how the negative marking works, and then you tend to put, encircle each and every 100 of OMR dot, which can cost you attempts. So here I am to introduce you the very basic and brief details about this examination. How many stages are there? How these stages get conducted? It's all presented in a very precise manner in today's episode. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. Let us begin with the very basic details that you tend to ignore to prepare for this exam. First, we have to understand how this examination works. So many of you must be there who are preparing for this examination because every other friend is. Some of you must be preparing for this examination because you want to serve the nation, and some just for power, money, and influence. But the thing that motivates us the most is, of course, the nature of this particular career. That is, the dynamic nature of this career, and the most significant part is, of course, the basic plan that you get when you want to influence the society at large, implementing the policies. So let's begin and understand the plan of this examination. Understand it from a very attentive perspective. This examination gets conducted in 2 basic stages, but actually 3. How? First is, of course, the prelims examination, Civil Services Preliminary Examination. The prelims examination is like an entrance test. You have to ensure that you enter for the mains examination if you qualify for the pre-examination. Second stage is basically the mains examination, and we also have the personality test or interview. So, in all, if we have to divide it, it's actually a 3-staged examination. Preliminary examination, mains or written examination, and then comes the personal interview or personality test. So let us first of all understand how everything works with respect to the first stage. Also, you have to understand that to appear for this examination, you must be minimum 21 years of age and maximum 32 years of age if you belong to the general category. For other categories, there is a relaxation with respect to age. How will you calculate the age? It will be calculated against a date which is provided in the notification as a benchmark. So don't worry about that. 21 and 32. So let's talk about the first stage. This is the preliminary stage. It is divided into 2 papers. First is General Studies Paper 1, which is famously known as the GS. And the second is General Studies Paper 2, which is known as CSAT. CSAT or Civil Services Aptitude Test. Now let's break it down more. The first paper is GS, that is General Studies Paper 1, and it comprises of 100 questions. These questions will be in objective form. That means we will get 1 question, and 1 question will have 4 options. You have to choose from amongst those 4 options the correct answer. The correct answer, of course, will get you through this examination if you mark as many as of them correctly. Okay, so this is objective style paper. 100 questions will be there. Each question will have 4 options, and you have to choose the correct one and fill in the OMR sheet. Alright, every question will be of 2 marks. So then, simple maths, 200 marks, the total marks will be of 200 marks for GS paper 1. But there is a catch. You will also have to pay with a fine or a penalty mark for every wrong answer. The penalty is, don't get confused, 0.33%. Alright, which is actually 1/3 or 0.66 mark. Sometimes students get confused with respect to is it 0.66 mark or 0.33 mark. It is 0.66 mark for every wrong answer, but in percentages it is 0.33, and if you have to go by fraction it is 1/3. Supposedly you have done 90 questions in which 60 are correct but 30 are incorrect. For every correct answer you will get 2 marks. So 60 into 2, that is 120. For every incorrect you will have to pay 0.66 mark. Okay, so if we go by this pattern, you will have to understand that similarly you will be penalized from the correct marks. So let us see this. How will we calculate it? 3 6 are 80, 3 6 are 80, 90 by 10. 19.8 marks will be deducted from 120. So 120 minus 19.8 mark, and this will be your result, whatever it will be. Alright, so this is how GS paper 1 works. We will get to the syllabus as well, but today we will just concentrate on the pattern. Then comes Civil Services Preliminary Examination second paper, which is GS paper 2, and it is also known as CSAT or Civil Services Aptitude Test. This is going to test your aptitude with respect to mathematics, with respect to comprehension, with respect to how your communication skills are, and this is the paper which is of 80 questions. There are 80 questions, and this is also of 200 marks. Alright, this is also of 200 marks. So you have to understand each question will carry out 2.5 marks. Okay, so this is how it will go. 80 into 2.5 gives us what? 8 5s are 40, 8 2s are 16 plus 4, 2. So 200 marks you have to score over here. But here is a catch. Unlike GS paper 1, this will be a paper where you will have to score a predetermined amount of marks. That means it is qualifying. Qualifying is paper 1 as well, but that will be according to the number of seats available and what the topper has scored. And of course, that will be the factor that is going to ensure that you enter the mains paper. But for CSAT, you have to get 33% of 200. That is, you have to get 66 out of 200 marks in CSAT or GS paper second. First, your CSAT paper will be checked. If you have scored above 66 out of 200 in this paper, then only you will get your other paper checked. So it works like that. First, CSAT paper will be checked. Once you qualify this, the filtered out student will get their GS 1 paper checked, and then they will accordingly be promoted for the mains examination. Then comes the mains examination. This is the written examination in which you will have to be subjective in nature. The mains examination is the make or break thing. That means first you have qualified the prelims examination. The marks do not matter. If you have scored 90, if you have scored 120, it does not matter. Once you are above that threshold of qualifying benchmark, your prelims paper marks do not matter. So just forget about it. What matters is the mains examination, and that to a selective amount of papers. First is paper 1, that is of essay. There are total 9 papers. Second is GS paper 1 but paper 2, and then paper 3, that is GS paper second. Then paper 4, GS paper third. GS means third. Then paper 5, which is GS fourth, and then paper 6. It will be divided into 2 parts. For the same optional that you will choose, you will get 2 papers conducted. Then for written examination, you have to get your marking done from the total of 7 papers marks, And I will tell you 7 why. It consists of 9, but I have taught you about 7 over here. Just read. So 1750. These are the marks that will get added for your ranking process. Alright. So first, we have to understand these are the 7 papers that actually matter. Essay is the paper 1. It will be conducted in a basis of part-wise manner. Paper 1, that is essay, is divided into 2 sections, section A and section B. Alright. And both the sections will have 4 topics each for essay writing purposes. You do not have to write 8 essays. No. You will only have to write 1 essay from both the sections. Alright. So, approximately you can understand from here as well. The first section, you have to choose 1 essay. Second also you have to choose 1 essay. This will be of 125 marks and this will be of 125 marks again. So, 250 marks will be the basic totality from which you have to score good amount of number. And this paper of essay paper basically will be of 3 hours. Every written paper will be of 3 hours. There will be a difference when it comes to essay and then GS. Alright. Then comes paper 2, that is general studies paper 1. It will comprise of 20 questions. And again 3 hours. You will get a stipulated amount of time. You have to finish the entire paper in 3 hours. So it will be of 250 marks again. GS paper 1 will test your knowledge when it comes to Indian history, world history, Indian geography, world geography, and also Indian heritage and culture. We will get to the basics of every paper in our upcoming episodes. Then comes GS paper 2, which will deal with governance, polity, social justice, international relations. Majorly static plus dynamic. That means current affairs plus the static knowledge that you have. Again 250 marks, 20 questions for 3 hours. General studies paper 3, technology, economic development, biodiversity, environment, disaster management and security. So this will be again of 250 marks, 20 questions, 3 hours. Static plus dynamic. Then we have a very important paper which you all tend to ignore, that is ethics. This can be deal breaker if you are not very well versed with it. So you can definitely rely on only one person, Dr. 𝐈𝐀𝐒 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐢𝐬, when it comes to ethics paper. Please do watch the demo classes which are available on YouTube. So ethics, integrity and aptitude, again 250 marks, 20 questions and for 3 hours. Then here comes the GS. Totality will be of 1000 marks. 250, 250, 500, 250, 250, 500, 1000 GS marks. Then whatever option you choose, suppose you have chosen PSIR, it will be divided by the syllabus into 2 sections, and these 2 sections will be section 1 paper 1, section 2 paper 2. Okay, likewise. So then 250, again 250. So this is 500 marks. Alright, so 1000 plus 500, and then you have your essay paper, 250 marks. So how many papers have been there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, you will add it on and here comes the number 1750. As I told you, there are 9 written papers. 2 papers are there which are of qualifying in nature. That is, first is paper A and paper B. Paper A will need you to choose any one language from the 22 languages given in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. That is, Indian language you have to choose. This paper will be of 300 marks. And you will have to score 25% of 300, that is 75 plus mark, in order to qualify paper A. Okay, then comes paper B. Basically, this deals in languages. Languages and grammar, you have to go through suppose you have taken Hindi, apatith, gadyansh and all, presi writing and all. Okay. For second one, you have paper B. This is compulsory English as a language. Again, presi writing and everything that I will deal with later on in our upcoming episodes. And this will again be of 300 marks. and you will have to score 25% here as well. That means you will have to score 25% of 300, that is 75 plus mark here as well. Now again, the catch over here is, no matter how wonderfully you have written in your 7 papers, if you haven't qualified even one of them, your 7 papers will not be checked. That means although these 2 papers get conducted at the very last, they will be checked at the very first, like CSAT. So please get enough information to produce in these 2 papers so that you can get 75 plus marks. Once these 2 get checked, people who have been filtered with the help of these papers will get their papers checked, this rest of the 7 papers checked, and then emerge meritorious if they deserve to be. So this is how it all works. Don't worry about the syllabus and don't worry about the trend analysis. We will do that in our upcoming episodes. This is just the basic detail, okay? Then once you have scored a stipulated amount of threshold numbers, and that depends on the number of seats, performance and etc., you will be called for personality test or interview. And this is a very whimsical part. Of course, your knowledge will be tested. They know you have enough knowledge, that is why you are sitting in front of them. The panel members know that, but it will be very whimsical in nature. It will be a test and evaluation of your overall personality that you have gained throughout the years. This could be because of the amount of knowledge you have, any application if you have done, and many other things. So from questions that are related to static GK to dynamic, that is current affairs, to your own personality can be asked in this paper, in this interview. And it is fun to watch it. Mock interviews we have on our YouTube channels for Hindi and English as well. Do watch them. You can understand by watching those questions that how you will be tackling those, and then you will see a difference if you have done it for a long period of time. Interview will be of 275 marks. The final cutoff will be based on the numbers of 7 papers plus the number of whatever you will get from the interview, personality test. That means the total cutoff will be calculated from the number 2025 as a base. Alright, so this is the briefing, small amount of briefing that we have done. Once you will get through many episodes that are upcoming after this, you will understand how the paper works. Stay updated. Thank you so much for watching.